guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Anna. I'm an investment advisor, and today I would like to tell you one story that was not so great for me, because I felt that I am only like a box of money. So very often when we work with people, we have relationships with each other because we need some services, some goods, and another person needs money. It is okay because we all understand our business, and so in many cases we have a great competition, and you should understand it, that when we choose a person as a professional, we think not only because of his as a professional, but what is more about his identity and characteristics. So if we talk about sale, when people need to communicate with each other after this decision, so if we talk about tutors, then when you make a decision to start working with this teacher, you need to spend a lot of time with this person. And so in this case, it is very important for us to feel normal with another person, to have great atmosphere, to this person should be comfortable for us. He should smell normal, so he would have normal appearance, not dirty, something like that. And so there was one situation when I felt so awful. I had like a tutor for English, and I worked with her for about for a long time, and so I had no problems. I mean, from my side, I paid everything in time, and the full amount of money. And some time ago, when I started working with her, I didn't really have time, and I didn't like her as a person, because when you communicate with tutor that stop your Zoom conference at moment and do nothing to give you like a feelings that you close like a deal. So for example, I had a lot of tutors earlier, and I have a great experience connected with this sphere, and so I know that there are people that think about their time, and they think about time in a very important way, so they understand that time is very important. But in that case, it was like a normal feeling that this person, my tutor for math, for example, he didn't have like a Zoom after time is finishing, but he did something to have like a round of our communication. So we have like in a story, beginning, the middle part, and the end. So he understood how time is going on, and I didn't feel that Zoom is doing like this. So there was some situations when we have like 5 minutes after, but it was not very often, and in many cases we have only 1 hour, but in that case it was normal. So this person knew how to work with people and gave them like a feeling of fullness. And this woman do like this, and so it is not so great. And at that time, that year, I didn't have a big opportunity to choose and because I have limited time, and so I think okay, but I didn't feel like that it is normal. And then this year I asked her for some lessons because I have exam and I needed to practice summary, and I didn't want to spend too much time preparing for exam with her this year, because I thought that I would not pass my exam and that I would need to do it in the summer. In reality, I passed it, and so it doesn't really matter, but I had like 2 lessons with her, and then I had like a day before exam, I finished the lesson with her, and actually when she think about time as a resource and finish our conference minute in minute, then it is awful when she tries to finish this conference earlier. So if you think about time as a minute, so please think about time of my time the same. So I have like a minute of my lesson that I have paid, so you should do it. But she finished our lesson earlier in some minutes. So in many cases it doesn't really matter, but in this case it is not so great for me because I felt awful, because it is not so great, because I don't feel fullness and so on. And I told her that I would like to continue working with you because I have like a exam, IELTS, and I would need it to pass in some months. And I don't like her as a person, but she was a great professional, so she knows English very, very well. And there are a lot, and in some cases, when you're so awful person and you have such behavior, there is no matter, even if you are a very great professional, actually. And if you are a person, you should understand it. If you work with people, then you should understand that there is a big competition, and even if you are a great professional, another person would not continue working with you. And in any sphere, if this person feels something like so not. I told her about my wish to continue working with her, and then I asked her if she has time in the next day. And so it was not like that she changed the time, that she changed some her students. So no, she had like a open like window between her schedule, and so I asked her about time at 5 p.m. previous day, and we decided to start our lesson next day at 4 p.m. And then you should understand that that day was the last before my exam. So in some days, in 2 days, I had exam, and so I at 3:30 p.m. understood that I'm not able to have this lesson, that I am late, and I know that she is such person that she would not give me more time, that she would, if I am late in 5 minutes at least, she would not give me this 5 minutes, so I didn't really want to pay her for time that I'm late. And what is more, I didn't prepared my text for summary, so I didn't have time for doing it, because there was like a situation, and I was not able to do it. So I planned to have time for doing all my homework, but the fate has another scenario. And so I wrote her, I'm so sorry, but I am not able to, so I'm late, so I would not. And she told that she has no time, and only in 10 p.m. It is very strange, because I have never know anyone that would have like a meeting at 10 p.m. actually. And I was shocked, and in the next day I would have exam, and she knows that I have exam. I don't know what he has in her mind, but I really think that he has only money in her mind. And so I decided to not to have like a lesson. And she told me that in such cases people should pay and something like that. And we had no talks about this, so we don't have any agreement to do it. Because when you like cancel your lesson, you should, and you need to pay, so you should talk about the time before what you can cancel without paying. So it is very strange, because officially in documents, for example, if you don't write something, it doesn't really matter if you talk about it, and our speech doesn't mean anything. Only documentary, officially signature, and a special person, notarius, that give you agreement that okay, you have such contract. But it is more about business in this case. And so that time I had like a stressful situation. And what is more, I needed to go to event for Forbes. I was invited to it. It was a great event, but it was cancelled at the last moment. But I didn't really know about it before some time, and so I paid for tickets for tickets, train tickets to St. Petersburg. We have economical festival in this period of time, and what is more, I needed to pay for hotel, and the prices are very, very high. And because of this event, economical meeting, all hotels raise their prices in 5, and they all tells that you should pay to have like a bronze. And so such a situation when I didn't know if I go to this event or not, and I needed to pay for like my registration for hotels. So I understand that this is business. They have like a one sale. Okay, I understand them. So in reality, I didn't have problems, so I didn't pay. I asked for, so I registered for all hotels and tickets, but then so I asked a person about this event that invited me. He was a director of Forbes in Russia, of one part of Forbes, and he is the head of club 30, between 30 or something like that. And so after some days, the decision was, so I understood that I don't need to pay for hotels and something like that, but this was business, and this is a tutor that is more personal. So she, because of her behavior, lost the money, this big amount of money that I would pay her for preparing for IELTS, about 50,000 rubles. But because of her action, that she was like an hysterical, and she told that I should do this, and then so you should pay me and something like that, I understood that she lost only 3,000 rubles, because so I mean that in situation, if she doesn't really think about this lesson that I cancel for for a big amount of time. And of course we can make a compromise that, for example, she would tell, okay, in another time, in such situation, if you cancel, you would pay for this lesson. But in this case, she didn't really want to make compromise at all. She only tell that, I spent time preparing for our lesson, so all day is something awful because you cancelled this lesson, so you should pay. In such situation, all people pay me, and something like that. Only 3,000 rubles. If she didn't behave such way, she would not lose 50,000 rubles, more than 50,000 rubles. But she decided to fight for these 3,000 rubles. It is not very big amount of money. No, in our country it is not big amount of money. So you can, I don't know, pay for maybe 4 cups of coffee in Starbucks, or 5, something like that. So it is not so big amount of money. And so she decided to act such way, and she showed me that I am only money for her. Of course, when you like a professional and you give other your services, of course you should pay for these services. But in this case, it is not amazing. This amazing situation when you understand as a person that another person think about you only as a money. So there is no reason for her to respect you and something like that. So she didn't ask me why I'm late, why I am not able to have such lesson. She didn't really know. Maybe there was some crash, some problems, and so like this. So she asked it after half a day of talking that we should pay this money. And so I was so shocked. It was so awful, because for me it is very common thing when clients can cancel our communication, our meeting, or tell that they are not able to go to our office now, but they can go, for example, yesterday, something like that. And you don't ask him to pay you new stoica and something like that. And so I think that it was very stupid. So she didn't she was not like a person who thinks in the future. She decided to fight for this small amount of money, but she didn't think that she could take from me more money in some days. and she told my mother that she spent the whole day preparing for this my lesson. But when you are a professional person, I have a very great experience in such behavior when you have communication with tutors, and I know how much time they need to write one text. It is 3 minutes. One text, 3 minutes. And she wrote only 2 texts. So it is not more than 15 minutes. But she thought and wrote my mother about such situation that I cancelled our lesson, that she spent some hours for preparing it, that she made her job and something like that. So she behaved the way as she have had a lesson with me, 1 hour lesson, and we didn't pay her. But in this situation, she didn't spend a lot of time for it. And in this case, the worst thing is that she didn't think about me at all. She didn't think that I have exam next day, and she makes such awful behavior that I need to be in stress, that I should solve these problems, that I should explain that it is something strange, that we don't really need to pay for a lesson that we don't have, and something like that. In many cases, tutors in itself, if they are late in the lesson, or if they cancel it, they don't pay anything for students. So I think it is very important thing, because when you're in business, you have obligatories from both sides. So if one part of agreement rules break rules, then another part can have money or something like that. But this part of agreement, contract, have obligatories for both. I think that it is too materialistical, and when you communicate with other people as a professional, at least you should think about them as a people. There are some problems, and for example, situation, maybe somebody is in a hospital, or traffic jams and something like that. So you should think about people as a people, not only as they are money, cash money. So I hope that you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you later. Bye bye. And please write in comments what you think about this situation.